Fans, welcome to a kind of impromptu holiday vent session. I am Chuck Mockler of Clips and Dip. Adam Oz and Will Updike will not be here today. We're going to be doing a full crew pod on Tuesday after the Clippers take on the Heat tomorrow. God only knows what's going to happen in that game. But if you're listening to this and you missed it, you can always find us at youtube.com/@ClippersPodcast. We do these impromptu hangs. Sorry for the spotty coverage this week. There was a big holiday. I hosted people and helped with cooking. So sorry about that. What a hellish week. Things continue to get worse for the Clippers. They're 5-15. Most recently losing to a Mavs team. Most recently losing to like a third of the Mavs team. They lost to some of the Dallas Mavericks, which was terrible. Didn't feel great at all. We're wasting some pretty good performances from James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. And I don't know what to do, honestly. Ali Malik saying therapy. Yeah, this is brutal. We talked about last week when we were kind of talking trade stuff, and things weren't as hellish as they were. And Will was like, it was when we were 4-10. And we were like, oh, I don't think they should make any trades. Well, they're 5-11. And Will literally asked me, he was like, would you do a trade if they're 8-20? We might be 8-20. We might end up 8-20. So sure, maybe do some trades. Just things are going poorly. Last week, in the same episode, we were talking about, I think we could tell if guys quit on the team or something like that. Oh, what's up, Jimmy Williams? Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, let it out for the therapy session. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah, hope everyone had a great time, regardless of whatever you did this week. Made a bomb-ass turkey over here. Yeah, so there was the James Harden. I said last week, like, we would know if James Harden isn't feeling it. He's a very obvious guy when it comes to those kinds of things. That has now happened. The post game after the Mavs, the availability was rough. I have the clip and I'm going to play it in case you missed it. But it's just like, shout out Joey Lynch. Shout out all the beat reporters, by the way. This whole year. They're always great for the Clippers, but they deserve some credit here. There we go.
Who you wanted to play through, how you wanted to play. What's the challenge of trying to integrate those guys, different guys into how y'all want to play offensively right now?
Challenging.
God damn.
In what ways? Every way.
For you, I mean, you've been one of the great floor raisers that this game has ever seen. How is it more challenging than some of the other situations you've been in where you've been able to raise that floor?
I don't know. I can't recall the last situations or whatever. Like, situation here is just difficult.
Brutal. Terrible. These are the vibes that I was like, we would know if things were bad, but this is bad, man. We've seen some dejected Zubats interviews, and CP3 is now cryptically posting. I don't know. Chris Paul is posting as if he's a wide receiver, which I don't know how that feels. He posted the definition of leeway on his Instagram today, the amount of freedom to move or act that is available. We don't know what that means. Who is that directed at? Probably has to do with the fact that the team is 5-15. I don't like having to look at cryptic Instagram shit. It sucks. Alan Ning saying, any changes on December 15th? Probably. It seems things have changed, obviously. We were very much on the let's wait and see train. Well, we're 20 games in and the Clippers look pretty terrible. And Harden, based on that, doesn't even... I can understand why he's so frustrated. Injuries have been a huge factor. But things kind of looked bad before all that happened. And the depth has not been able to pick up any slack at all. Justin Russo tweeted, shout out Justin Russo again. Yeah, the CP3 thing like makes no sense. I'm like, who has the leeway here? Who is getting too much of it? Justin Rousseau tweeted this out, and he said, I know I've mentioned it several times in recent days, but the Clippers are getting 28, 6, and 9 on a 63% true shooting percentage from James Harden, 25, 5, and 3 on a 64 true shooting percentage from Kawhi Leonard, who's also shooting 50, 40, 90, and 16, 12, and 3 on 62% true shooting from Ivica Zubac, and they can't win games. Think about how absurd that even sounds. It makes no sense. Yes. Izio, we are so deep. Now, quite literally the worst depth in the league. It really is. It's horrible. They scored 5 points last game, the bench did. I know guys are out. That doesn't change the fact that they should score more than 5 points. It's just been, everyone has been bad at things they're usually good at. And everyone's just like chasing and pushing to try and make something happen, but there's just no actual communicate. I'm talking about the defense, by the way. You have Dunn gambling on steals in that Mavs game. Brook Lopez had like the most hype of any signing that the Clippers had almost. And now he's getting DNPs. Non-Clippers fans were talking about how, whoa, what's going to happen when the backups have to go against Brook Lopez? Nothing, because he's getting DNPs. So that stinks. CP3, it's his last season for a reason. He's franchise GOAT, but not really. Bogey's hurt, so that's just brutal. It's just all going poorly. Is it the coaching? So this is what's difficult. This is what's hard for me right now. And I'm not a basketball genius in any way. I watch the Clippers and random other games, but I don't know if it's the coaching, because it also seems like no one can do what they're supposed to be good at. You know what I mean? I know it might sound reductive and stupid. Firing the coach, I don't think makes the team like any better than what they are now. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, Lisa. What is up with this help defense everyone is doing? Klay Thompson wide open for a 3 is ridiculous. That's one of those plays that Ty Lue referenced that play, I believe, in the post game, kind of. I'm just like, they're just clawing and trying to do shit. And it's just frustrating. I don't know if it's the coaching. Lou seemed frustrated a week ago. We watched that clip where he's just kind of like chuckling to himself about trying to get guys to do what they're supposed to do. Maybe it's just exhaustion from having to constantly deal with guys being out. Can't tell me Ty Lue isn't frustrated. I sure as hell would be. Think if you had to coach a team and everyone was hurt all the time who was supposed to be good. Yes, it was crazy that they were billing Bradley Beal as the 3rd best player. That was nuts. But you still need him to try and make anything happen this season. You still need Derrick Jones Jr. You just think the bench would be a little bit better. The 3rd and 4th quarter have just been brutal. You look at the rebounding percentages or rankings per quarter, and the Clippers are like pretty good in the first half, and then they're just bad in the second half. Maybe play Cam Christie more. Sure. For the sake of development, I agree. I don't think they're going to win anything this year. I wanted them to win the NBA Cup. That doesn't mean shit to people, and they didn't even win that. What's up, Whammy Giveaway? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Punk's Gone Wrong? Whammy Giveaway asking, does the horrible start actually improve their trade options, or does it hurt it? I don't want to say the chaos is by design, but it is so weird. The chaos is not by design. Nobody involved with this organization wants the team to be 5-15. The guy who just purchased and built the new stadium does not want the team to be 5-15. I do not think this is chaos by design. I think this is chaos. This is classic Clippers chaos. So this is where I'm wondering, because like, is Ballmer just going to keep? I do think the change that is going to be made will be trades. I don't think they fire anybody. Because I don't know if that helps, because the roster is also bad. I don't think if they fire Ty Lue, I don't think Bogey gets healthy and starts hitting threes. John Collins stops turning it over. Chris Dunn stops gambling on steals. I don't think Brook Lopez, I don't think, becomes the best backup five that he was supposed to be if they fire Ty Lue. So I'm not saying I agree with that. I just don't think it will happen. I don't know who you hire either. Couple more of those James Harden interviews, and we'll see where I'm at. But I think Ballmer maybe pushes for some trades. Why not? Why not trade, I guess? I don't think it improves the trade options because no one on the bench looks good. So the only tradable people on the team are John Collins, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac. I don't know anyone else who has a bunch of value. I don't think they should give up on John Collins either. I talked about that on Tuesday before the Lakers beat the shit out of us. I think John Collins is a guy that like you just keep and ride it out, because then you can extend him and he's part of all this cap space that we have. That what are we going to use it on? Maybe John Collins can salvage this season and be extension worthy is what I'm saying. Keep Derrick Jones Jr. obviously. But I don't know what the trade values are. The Clippers subreddit is up in arms about it. Like I said, those stats I just read off, like Kawhi and Harden are playing very good offensive basketball. James Harden is having like a renaissance. I don't know where he wants to go though. And what do we get? We get low first round pick, because I don't think a bad team is trading for James Harden. We get low first round pick, and we get guys that they're going to try and get off the books. Every trade is kind of like the DeMar trade, it feels like. Unless we can get picks. If we can get picks, fuck it. But yeah, the Kawhi's trade value is so odd. Because you just don't know. Harden also has Harden's contract, I'm pretty sure it's partially guaranteed next year. Am I wrong about that? Nope. He's making $39 this year. He's got a player option for $42 million as a 37-year-old. 26-27 will be fully guaranteed on 7-11-26. So it is partially guaranteed. So he's going to be 37 and making $42 million. I don't know what team wants that. What team is a heliocentric point guard away from winning the chip, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what the values are. I don't think the aspiration stuff has anything to do with wanting to trade Kawhi. I also think that this franchise, if they could have made a move that got them picks, would have maybe done it for Kawhi and James Harden. It's just brutal, though. Right, like maybe Houston for James Harden. I don't know. Someone said like Punk's Gone Wrong is bringing up, do you really want picks right now? We have to wait till the Kawhi trouble is settled. What if we trade players and the NBA takes away those picks? I think they'd probably take away our pick. I don't know. I don't fucking know. They'd probably just take away the picks that we were supposed to get when they read up after the Shea trade is settled. So I don't know if we would get traded picks taken away. I have zero knowledge of how those things work, but I don't think they would take our traded picks away. Fair response though. So I don't know what Ballmer's going to do. it does feel like a change might need to be made. They're 5-15. They are very close to the bottom in almost every important stat, which is indicative of playing and coaching. I think it's fair to say it's indicative of both. Like, you're not 15 with this collection of guys with your top three offensive drivers playing this well. It's a combination of everything. I don't think placing blame helps. It'd be great if there was one thing that we could point to. Raymond Nassar asking, is Adam okay? Seemed pretty despondent last night, but so were all of us. That's how it feels right now, man. That Laker loss really started the downward, just like, well, shit, we can't even get up for this game. Also, Raymond, hope you're doing well. It's just frustrating, dude. You know what every single game is going to be. Top three guys on pace for a great game. Nobody else able to do anything. Clippers maybe up at the half, end up losing. That's just what happens. They have no gas. They got hit with a brutal combination that I think Adam pointed out pretty early in the season of something to worry about, which is older roster. The NBA is now faster than it's been in 40 years or whatever. Oh, yeah. The Clippers talk chat seems a little toxic through no fault of Adam's. We just put those people on timeout on Clips and Dip. We try and keep it chill. Yeah, so that's what I'm frustrated about everything. I don't know what the hell is going to happen this upcoming week. The Clippers play the Heat on Monday, the Hawks on Wednesday, and then a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. I don't know what to make of these matchups because the team's been so bad, I don't know what they can build on. You know, we talked about this a little bit the other week where it's like, when you look at the team on a game-by-game basis, you're like, yeah, cut the turnovers out. But then you're like, okay, if we cut the turnovers out, does that help everything else? Like, we're still a bottom 10 3-point shooting team. We foul a lot. Like, no one can make a bucket outside of three guys. John Collins had his best efficiency the other night, and we couldn't win. We can't win games when we win the turnover battle. Like, it's rough right now. Warblade, sick name, with a picture with Adam, says, considering how good in general L. Frank has been over the years in making moves, how would you assess how much leverage he's had to actually make moves while appeasing the stars? Well, I mean, the Russell Westbrook, Paul George thing is like the most annoying. That's the biggest example of like him capitulating to what the stars want. Trade deadline went by. They didn't want Russell Westbrook. He had a quote basically saying, we want guys who can shoot well, da-da-da-da. Lou and PG kind of publicly campaigned for Westbrook. They have to get Russell Westbrook. So I think, I mean, they had James Harden on the phone with Bradley Beal. I think it's an open relationship. I don't think Lawrence Frank is pushing for a guy other than Russell Westbrook, that one situation. I don't think Lawrence Frank is pushing for guys that the other guys don't want, but I do think it's very collaborative. Again, to the point that Harden's on the phone with Bradley Beal. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Warblade saying, I think it's because we thought L. Frank cooked this offseason, and as the season's played out, it's been an abject failure. Absolutely. I don't know, man. I don't think Lawrence Frank loses his job. I don't think Ty Lue loses his job during the season. Scarcilio saying, if L. Frank can't fix the team by the trade deadline, send him packing. Man, the trade deadline's not fixing shit. What is the trade deadline fixing for this team? Right? Like, what? We're not a piece away. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the most. Last year was obviously what I think will turn out to be the highest part of the end of the Kawhi Leonard era. And this year is the lowest. I don't think next year will be this bad, but this year is the lowest for the fact that they can't. I don't know if the team can be fixed. They're broken as hell. And so I don't think Elfrank gets fired if he can't fix the team by the trade deadline. Like, we're not going to trade for DeMar DeRozan all of a sudden play like a 60-win team. Yeah, there's been a bunch of bad luck and some moves that really did not work out. I'm not trying to take the blame off of anybody, but like Beal breaking his hip is absurd. It's just been exhausting, man. This year has just, I think, been the epitome of what everyone's been frustrated about, and it's just all happening at once. So, hey, really rough end to the era. We got a whole bunch of cap space in a couple years, so let's get hyped to use that. Whammy giveaway in the comments talking about how they were right. Congratulations. Yeah, so this week, I don't know what they do. I hope they go 2-2. Norm Powell's probably going to have 50 against us on Monday. We're splitting the back-to-back is my best guess. God damn. Do we bring the dips back? Is the season lost to the point that we should bring the dips back? If you're new to the show, we do dip reviews in the off season. And this team is not fun right now, so we might bring the dips back. Man, I hope they go. Does it even matter if they go 2-2? What's the strength of schedule for the rest of the year from Tankathon? Average strength, we're 14th. We are right in the middle. That's bad because we are 5-15, so we're playing like a dog shit team. If it makes people feel better, City has the hardest strength of schedule left. Good luck. I don't know, man. This is a brutal drive, or this is just a brutal start to the season. Someone said, explain dips. Dips, which sometimes we get into the philosophical definition of what a dip is. We bring a recipe for a dip, and then we review it, and we determine if we would bring the dip to a barbecue or not. We've had some really good ones. If you want to watch them, there's some off-season episodes with the dips. We all tend to do a very good job, except sometimes Adam doesn't bring anything to eat the dip with. But we make a dip recipe once a week. We each do. That is what the dips are. Would you like to hear about that? While we also talk about the hellscape that is the Clippers season, just let us know on YouTube. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in a review on iTunes. Next 11 days are brutal for the Clippers for sure. March, there's 18 games. I have to mention it. I'm legally obligated to mention it. We got a hell yeah for the dips. Thank you. See, we're trying to have some positivity. Yeah, I hope they lean into playing the youth more. Honestly, like Jordan Miller's back. That's good. He hasn't been very good. Get Cam Christie some minutes. Kobe Sanders hitting a bit of a wall. Oh yeah, the Puerto Rican mayo ketchup was very good. If you're listening, that has no context, but someone on the YouTube was commenting about their recipe for Puerto Rican mayo ketchup. Fantastic. Yeah, so things are not good. I tend to try and be positive about the Clippers, but things are not good. They have a bit of a. We just don't know what's going to happen. They just look bad. Like, I don't know. So we do have action items. We are bringing the dips back, so that seems good. Again, let's hope we split these next 4 games. We're gonna have a full episode for everybody on Tuesday. Yes, we do need to watch Party at the 35er. Maybe when the Clippers are on the verge of going, like, we'll get a 35er watch party set up for sure because those are fun. I will be taking an Uber out there because this team makes you want to knock them back. Yeah, a lot of people want to make Jeff Gundy the coach. Well, he didn't. Kobe Brown, whatever you think of him, I don't think he'll be back. if you're on the blank stinks, get rid of him train, there's a lot of people on this Clippers team right now that you probably don't like. 5 bench points the other night was terrible. Yeah, when is there going to be a players only meeting? That would be crazy. Players only meeting would be nuts. Yannick is very athletic, but his defense I think might be worse than Robin Lopez. Brooke Lopez, sorry. Yeah, we do need Carl Tart. Get Carl Tart to play the 4. We're going to have Carl on next week, I think. He's also back in December, so we'll have Carl Tart on for sure. We'll get Carl on the show for sure. All right, I'm going to head out and go watch some Sunday Night Football. Hope everyone had a wonderful week. If you've watched every Clippers game, maybe take a break this week. Maybe just give yourself some stress-free time. Don't watch the Clippers. Here's the going 2-2. Here's the some good process. Honestly, at this point, my bar for success for did the game go well is no cryptic post-game comments. That's where we're at. Does not feel great. No cryptic post-game comments, and I feel great about whatever happens this week. We will have a full episode for y'all, like I said, on Tuesday with Adam, Will, and myself. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank you for being chill in the chat. The Clips and Dip chat is always very fun. So we always appreciate people in there. If you're listening and you would like to come hang out in the chat, check out youtube.com/@ClippersPodcast on YouTube. Yeah, and again, hope everyone had a safe holiday. Hope you enjoyed whatever you were doing if you weren't celebrating. Send us your dip recipes because I think we're bringing those back. So send us your favorite dip recipes and we'll make them on the show. Yeah. Hey, keep on keeping on. If anyone at your work talks shit to you about the Clippers, I don't know. Figure it out. Everyone have a great rest of your week.